So
I have nothing for the show, by the way.
I have a bunch of stuff for the show.
From
I say a bunch of stuff. I don't have a bunch of stuff, but I have some stuff. Here's the first thing though. I have an intro. I have an intro to the podcast. I told you last night. We talked about it last week. Before we recorded last week, I had been snipped. I think it had been like 3 days at that point when we recorded last time.
Yeah.
I had my vasectomy.
Which is odd because vasectomies tend to see a 50% jump in the month of March. So I thought it was...
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that, do you think?
Well, because guys are going to have to, it's a decision they've made to go get snipped, right? Generally, it's not a hurry. It's not like, I got to fucking get snipped next week, right?
Got to get my nuts off.
So you can kind of plan it out.
Right.
So you got a bracket. You've got some money on some games, right?
You get snipped, you sit at home, watch the games.
Sit on the couch, peas on the nuts.
That's a wonderful idea.
So literally in March, there generally is a 50% jump in vasectomies.
I didn't know that at all.
There you go.
The more you know. Look at that.
Two guys, one podcast. I'm one guy.
The guy that's buying a lottery ticket every week has a plan for retirement.
Two guys, one podcast.
And I'm the other. I don't want that win. I want the last 10 minutes back.
Two guys, one podcast.
I'm all about some fart filtering.
Two guys, one podcast.
She's wrong, but let's hear what she has to say.
Two guys, one podcast.
I'm sorry, what did you think it was?
It's what I know it is.
Okay.
Two guys, one podcast. And this is the podcast.
All right, so here's the scenario. I got snipped, and it's now been 10 days, 12 days ago now. But it took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to recover. It was like 6 or 7 days before my nuts and cock felt remotely like themselves. My wife was terrified of the general area. She was certain that she was going to explode my nuts or something if we had any sort of marital relations. Yeah, I was going to pop a stitch or maybe I was going to poke her with my stitch or something. She didn't want any part of it. She wanted to stay far away from the area. So it had been a long week. Let's just say that. Not to mention the fact that even once I got better, 2-3 days in a row, it's shit with the kids. You got with I don't know, the boys are sick or the girls are sick or something.
If this is leading into a sex story, I don't want to hear it.
Only I'm just gonna tell you this. As you can hear, I've got a cold. Right. This came on about 2 days ago. We were supposed to have, we put sex on the calendar for Wednesday night. We were like, Wednesday night, we don't have the boys. We'll get the girls in bed early. We're going to have some sex. It's going to be awesome. Yes. Yes. Oh, awesome. Yes. Exciting. This is very much parent stuff. Wednesday night comes. I'm real fucking sick. My whole fucking head is throbbing. I took some medicine. The girls finally go down. It's about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Honeybun comes into the bedroom. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, baby, I took some medicine. She says, so are you telling me this isn't going to happen? I was like, don't be mad. She's like, I'm not mad. I'm just, all right then. So she goes to bed, roll it. It was not a comfortable night. The next day, fucking vitamin C-ing it up. I took all my pills, everything. The girls go to bed early. We still don't have the boys. I'm like, look at this. It's 8:45 and there is nothing going on in my house except a little TV and me and her on the couch.
And now she's sick.
No.
Oh, all right.
But I still got my cold. She doesn't. The girls have both gotten it at this point. The boys always have a perpetual runny nose. I really do not want my wife to be sick, especially since she's about to go back to work.
Because children are just walking Petri dishes, man.
So I come into the bedroom and I say, would you do me a favor? And she says, yes. And I said, would you get your phone and would you Google the following question? And she said, sure. And I said, does cunnilingus transmit the cold? She said, okie dokie. What are your thoughts on our results?
Yes, it does.
It does?
Yeah.
Here's what I got from Yahoo Answers. First of all, this is the best answer. Having a cold doesn't prevent you from a sexually transmitted disease, if that's what you were thinking. The common cold, however, is not a sexually transmitted disease. It cannot be spread through contact with genitalia. However, viruses left on the genitals could be transferred to the upper respiratory tract by the hands. Cold sores are a form of herpes and nothing to do with the common cold. They can be spread to genitals from the mouth. So she could get it, but it would be like a secondhand. She could get it just like she could get it from I sneezed and then she touched the couch where I sneezed or something.
What? That doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, like I'm putting theoretically the virus or whatever on her vagina.
Right.
And if she's touching it and then licking it, I guess, licking her hand or something, then she would get it. Or if she touched it and rubbed her eye or something, then she would get it. But if she doesn't touch her vagina, or if she touches her vagina and immediately washes her hands, she should be okay. That was the best answer from Yahoo. That's the best answer as Yahoo Answer rated it. That's not the best answer, though. You want to know the best answer?
Sure.
Well, if her vagina starts to sneeze, you'll have your answer, won't you?
I would think.
Honeybun's going to be so proud the podcast starts with a story about her vagina.
I would think any virus in a moist condition is apt to spread whether you want it to or not.
That's probably my thought too. Well, my whole thing is like, there's mucous membranes, right? Like you got blood vessels all down there and stuff. Like,
well, it's not just that, but one of the most absorbent parts of your body is your duodenum, the very end of your fucking ass. Guess what's right next to the ass? Fucking dripping, fucking virus infested mucus on it. The vagina.
The vagina. It's a swampy territory down there. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's the cradle of life.
So, Yahoo, you're wrong.
Yahoo. But we did have some sex last night.
And any fucking listener that wants to send in an email about how I'm wrong, unless you got a goddamn PhD in front of your name, or you've just been doing some fucking armchair doctoring, Googling the shit yourself, I don't want to fucking hear it.
Hey, I want to hear listener mail no matter who it comes from. I don't care what their credentials are. I just may not share it with you.
That's fine.
Welcome to Two Guys, One Podcast. I'm one guy.
And I'm the other.
And this is the podcast. In case you're just stumbling upon us, we don't always talk about vaginas to start the show, but when we do, it's generally our wives' vaginas. This is a comedy podcast. It's two guys. We talk about the shit that goes on in our lives, and we have some regular segments that you can find more info about it. TwoGuysOnePod.com. Fresh funny every Sunday for you right there. You can feedback to us with mail, 2guysonepod@me.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I don't think we have a MySpace. I don't know. Maybe we do.
I don't.
You're like, I
don't monitor any of this shit.
I have none of these internet boxes. I do not
none
know
of it.
What are you speaking of?
In fact, my mother started texting today.
Was that's a real moment for you? Does she have a phone like with numbers on it? Or
oh yeah, no, it's like a fucking flip phone.
So she's like having to hit the A 3 times.
Yes. That's exactly what's going on. So I sent her a couple of texts to kind of dissuade.
You're poo-pooing it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why?
Exactly.
Why would you poo-poo her on the texting?
Look,
she's trying to reach out to her son.
Technology is not good. It's not always a great thing.
I would argue that the nuclear bombs in history are few and far between, whereas the light bulbs are plentiful. The wheel, sir. I think technology has brought us many more good things than bad.
No.
Says the man with no internets. You're the only podcaster in the world that doesn't have the internet. You know that, right?
I don't care.
You're literally like it's like the 2,000-year-old man. Like we've gone into the dark cave. And you're like, well, I see these shadows on the wall.
What? None of this has made your life better. It's designed and marketed to make you think that it's making your life better. But really it's not. I have more anxiety now because anyone can get in touch with me whenever they fucking want because of a cell phone.
Yeah.
There's anytime I hear my phone ring, anytime I hear a text notification, anytime I hear an email notification on my phone,
you're on edge.
It is anxiety, and I don't even have to know who it is. I don't have to know who it is. I just don't want to. Look, man, I don't want to have to deal with people. If I'm not in a situation, if I'm not at work, if I'm not at public, if I'm at home, if I'm home. Look, the worst thing is, I was trying to mow my yard the other day. I had to stop 3 fucking times
To answer your phone?
To answer my phone. Guess what happens? I run out of gas. I have to go. I have to go to the fucking convenience store to get gas to fill my lawnmower back up, right? Because I got a lot of yard to mow. Okay.
You do got a lot of yard.
But if I'm sitting there having to look at my phone and just idling, trying to figure out whether or not I need to answer this or not, it's wasting time, man. It's wasting my time. It's wasting their time because whatever it is never fucking important.
No,
ever.
that's the truth.
I've never once got an important text message. Not once.
No, wait a minute. Well,
People get so tied up into that shit, man.
I've gotten some pretty important text messages. I've got. Well, no, I didn't get notified. I found out some people died by text message.
How is that important? Who cares? They're dead.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't time sensitive, was it?
Yeah, no, it's.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, it's very important that we have a phone because without a phone, I wouldn't have notes to continue talking this show.
Let me tell you, I did send you. I was listening to WTF with Mark Maron
Oh yeah.
while I was mowing the yard, and I was getting aggravated by all the notifications and shit I was getting while I was just trying to do something as mundane as mow my yard. That
Right.
should be a zen moment for me. That should be me mowing my yard. Should be my time.
Well, the answer there is leave your phone. Well, no, but you got your phone because you want a podcast. You want to listen to podcasts. Like you're
Well,
using it as a media player.
Not just that, but work does pay
You
for
got to
my
require.
phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Requires you to be available.
Which I'm not complaining about work calling or anything
Sure.
like that. Like,
But if that
I
was
get
the
it.
only thing that ever, and even the quote unquote work, it's not like only your boss calls you. It's every fucking thing that happens.
Right.
You know.
But there was a poem that he read on it that I wanted you to hear. I don't know if you listened to it or not.
I haven't yet. I downloaded it today.
I want to say it's called "It's the Broken Shoelace That Sends You to the Madhouse."
It's the broken shoelace that sends you to the madhouse.
Yes, and it is fucking fantastic.
All right. Well, yeah, the way you described it, it was almost like a religious
It
experience.
is
like
everything.
you had an epiphany.
Everything I've been bitching about since we started recording.
It was all. It's all there.
It's all there.
It's all there
Read
laid
it.
bare.
Fucking read it. It'll change your life.
All right. All right. That's on the latest episode of WTF with Mark Maron.
Because it's like this. Like, if somebody gets cancer, that's not too devastating to you. Like you live in a world where people get cancer, you understand it. If your parents die, you get it. Your parents are going to die, you understand it. Those are huge, supposed to be huge life-changing moments, right?
Yes.
Supposed to be, but it's not. Nothing will piss you off more than when you go to tie your shoe and the fucking lace breaks, right? That shit will make you irate. You'll lose your fucking mind
Over the
when that
broken
happens.
shoelace.
And it's just a shoelace. But here's the thing is, it's those little things that pile up that aren't supposed to happen that just eat at your soul daily.
Yeah. I know. I can agree with that. The episode that he's discussing there is episode 480. Duncan Trussell. Is that the guy's name?
Yeah.
Duncan Trussell is the guest.
The whole episode's not that great, but just listen to the last 10 minutes.
There you go. I hope people don't do that with our show. Let's go directly to the word of the day, why don't we, sir?
My favorite. Do you want to do a rundown? Do you have a rundown?
Oh, we could. Yeah, we could do the rundown.
Let's
but
do
we
a
didn't-
rundown.
All right then. Here's the rundown, ladies and gentlemen. We got a word of the day for you. We're going to do a little listener mail.
Right on.
We've got Southern Comfort.
Always good.
We're going to play Flush This. That's
I'm
right.
excited.
And we've got a word from Bob Ross. So
I
first,
need Bob Ross. I wish we started the show with a word from Bob Ross. I need a zen moment. I am worked the fuck up.
I think you're going to like what you need is our word of the day. That's what you need. The word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. In this segment, what we're doing is we're bringing back 1920s slang. These are words or phrases from the 1920s that were very popular at the time, have gone out of the vernacular since then. We're trying to bring them back. So if you can, bring this into conversation. We're going to use it in the episode today to give you an example of how you can drop it into conversation and be as cool as we are. Word of the day, Giggle water.
Giggle water?
Giggle water.
Just booze?
Liquor, alcoholic beverages. Get a little giggle water there behind the old. I don't know. I was trying to be.
I only
1920s.
take my powder with giggle water.
Yeah, I only take a little powder with my giggle water. I think that's what you need.
If you want to get into that nice bit of calico, why don't you serve her up some giggle water? Look at her. She's ankling this way. And let me tell you, with those tits, she's the berries.
There you go. You've used them all. With that, let's go to listener mail.
DeVale is here. Ooh.
This we got from our holiday friend, as a matter of fact. He sent me a message this week. He just caught up with the podcast recently, and then he saw this in the news and thought, haha, I want to send this to the guys. To follow up on something that we discussed in his last episode, the headline, this comes from therichest.com. The article is called 7 Richest Commercial Actors. And in particular,
can I guess? I got these motherfucking commercial actors down.
All right.
You ready for this?
Yes.
The Lysol lady.
You mean the Pine Sol lady?
Pine Sol lady, yes.
Yeah, she's number 4 on the list.
Yeah,
made $2.5 million.
The Frigidaire guy.
Let's see.
Or no, Maytag. I'm sorry, Maytag.
Yes, Dean Winters.
There we go.
AKA the Maytag. Excuse me. Dean Winters is Mayhem. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. You go ahead and name me some more people. You name the people that you think. All right. So you got the Pine Sol lady, Maytag,
Flo.
Okay.
The Mayhem guy.
Yeah.
Do voice actors count?
No.
Okay. So would the Budweiser guy count?
What Budweiser guy?
The guy who did all the "This Bud's for You" commercials.
No, because he's only a voice actor.
Okay, then the Most Interesting Man.
Good call.
I would think that he's on there. How many is that? So at 5
That's
or 6?
4.
4?
And then you guessed one that was wrong, so I guess that was your 5. You were right on all of them except one. The only one that you're missing is T-Mobile lady.
Really?
Yeah, the pink and white with the bike.
And then this isn't fair, but they probably should have. Papa John, he's got to be on there.
Well, but that doesn't count because he's the CEO.
Really? Because he makes millions and he's on those commercials.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't. I bet he doesn't get paid anything for doing those commercials.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, I'm sure he doesn't get paid for doing those commercials.
Yeah, I guess the T-Mobile person would be on there. Is there? Oh, the Dell computer guys. Well, probably not anymore. Back in the day.
I mean, at one time he was probably one of the highest paid commercial actors, but the inflation.
What is his fucking name?
The dude you're getting a Dell guy. You're talking about
the PC,
the Mac guy.
the Mac guy. Yes.
The PC was John Hodgman.
Yeah.
The Mac guy was Justin Long.
Justin Long, that's who it is. I would figure they got to be on the list.
Not on this list,
really.
But you got to think too. They haven't had any of those commercials in almost a decade. It's been a long time.
I know at one point the Pine Sol lady was the highest paid commercial actor.
Well, so here we go. I'm going to give you the whole list and the amounts.
And here's what's awesome. She actually was a cleaning lady for the office building that was putting together the marketing for it. And they were up there one night and she was cleaning and they chose her. Yeah.
Now, see, that's amazing. That's a great story. I wish they're all that way, but that's probably the only one that's remotely like that. Okay, number 1 is Jonathan Goldsmith. That's the name of the most interesting man in the world. That makes him a lot less interesting to me. I think there's a reason they haven't come out and promoted him a lot as Jonathan Goldsmith. He makes $8 million
a year.
I'm trying to see.
Or is that total?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's That's his net worth. There you go. That's where he is right now. He's at $8 million.
Heck yeah.
That's a tremendous payday for those fucking commercials. They are really, really great though. All right, so Mayhem is in at number 2, Dean Winters, and of course he's a well-known actor too. But he's most known for these Allstate commercials.
The Maytag guy died recently, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's why he's off the list. Dean Winters at number 2 with $4 million. Carly Folks is the name of the T-Mobile girl. She comes in at $3 million. She's a Canadian model. Long-term contract with T-Mobile. And then Diane Amos is the name of the Pine Sol lady. $2.5 million. She was cast in the role because the company thought she would be a believable spokesperson as someone who had actually used the product. Amos commented that she was familiar with Pine Sol prior to taking on the role, as her mother, Pearl, was an active user. She was also relatable to their target customer base, and she became a beloved character for the company by consumers and fans all over. Today, Amos comments that she gets recognized regularly, and she currently resides in San Francisco, California. Stephanie Courtney, a.k.a. Flo, comes in at number 5 with $1 million.
How the fuck does Flo, like...
Flo makes $500,000 per year. That's what she gets paid right now.
She is working her ass off in those commercials. She is putting out like 4 commercials a year.
She's putting out more than that, man. Like that, you don't hear all of her radio shit. I hear her on the radio. She's got new radio copy every fucking week. It feels like, man.
Dude, the most interesting man. How the fuck does he get that deal, man? Like that's not even close. Like the separation between him and number 5 is ridiculous.
Well, I think that's a good question. I don't. I mean, she's busting her ass out there for that $500,000 a year. Yeah, when you put it in the context of that.
And that motherfucker just stands there and says almost nothing.
Yeah, all he does is say, I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I drink Dos Equis.
Yeah.
Or no, he doesn't even. He says I prefer Dos Equis, right? I think that's the class in that commercial, is the fact that they don't pretend that this dude only drinks Dos Equis, and that makes him this way.
I wonder how much the Red Stripe guy got paid.
You talk about the one that just like wanders around with a bottle of red
beer.
Oh yay, beer. Not enough. Although I guess he gets paid. They just give him free beer. That's what that is. His agent wasn't nearly as good as Flo's.
And I love his like. That dude's got the red sash, so he has a fucking red stripe.
Yes. Yay, beer. All right, that's listener mail. You can write us and get on the show yourself. 2guys1pod@me.com. Or if you go to our website, you can find the phone number and you can call us and be on the show that way too. Let's go into a little Southern Comfort, why don't we? This is going to be a little different than normal. Normally, the way that we play Southern Comfort is I tell you a story, I give you the headline and some information from the news article.
And I have to figure out what state
pick the state
from.
That's not the case here, because I just want to talk about the fact that the honorable former governor of Louisiana.
Oh, you're talking about he's
Governor
Edwin.
Governor Edwin Edwards. Yes, he's going to run for Congress.
There's no way he gets it, dude. There's
really?
No way.
Oh, I think it's a shoo-in. I think it's a done fucking deal.
What?
People in Louisiana, we understand that our politicians are going to steal from us.
Name a good. It's better to have the devil you know than the devil you don't.
At least this one tells you up front he's going to steal, and he's going to do a real good job of it and steal some for you too. That's like, I'm going to bring you some too, so don't worry about it. That other fella is going to steal you blind and not leave you.
Number one, he's what, 86?
He's very old. He's 86, 87, something like that. He's young at heart, though.
He hasn't made a good decision in 30 years, man.
Hey, I think his wife was a pretty good decision. You seen that lady? His new one?
You think marrying a gold digger is a good decision?
Hey, as she put it, if I was I'm the best I do at all the stuff that I try. If I was a gold digger, I would have done better. That's what she said about Edwin Edwards and the assertions that she was a gold digger. Here's what I want to do.
Let's play with that scenario a little bit.
Okay. You're saying
let's say she marries a super rich person and he is older, 86, 87 into his 90s. And let's say they've been married a year and a half, 2 years, and that motherfucker ends up dying.
Right.
Guess who's going to be a suspect?
Well, yeah, okay.
But that didn't happen with Anna Nicole. You marry Edwin Edwards and he comes up dead, ain't no telling how. And guess what? She's still got time to go find a motherfucking another one.
I think it's true love, personally. What I wanted to do for those, because we have, not only are we listened to all over this great nation of ours, but international, the audience of Two Guys One Podcast is listened to in the Russian Federation. We got a steady listener there now, by the way. I don't even know where the Russian Federation is, but Das Vidanya to you, sir.
It's wherever Putin says it is.
Wherever the fuck Putin says it is. That's right. Russia is wherever we are. We're glad to have you on board, though. We got some French with us now. They're steady. The fucking Canadians, they're passing us around because we're growing there north of the border. That's nice to see.
As soon as we skip an episode,
with this will all evaporate.
the French are fucking gone.
On it, I was trying to quote Jay-Z and Kanye West from Ninjas in Paris there, but I couldn't think of an appropriate lyric. Not one that I could reference anyway. What I wanted to do for our international listeners especially.
You know what? You hit a nerve, man.
What?
You said you couldn't come up with a lyric that you could reference.
Yeah.
Are these people putting words in their music and putting it out into the public?
Yes.
Then you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, there's a whole. As a matter of fact, we should discuss it someday. Actually, I would like to discuss it with you, and maybe record it. Maybe we don't play it. Maybe we do. There's a Grantland article actually talking about the experience of being like a progressive young white man standing in a crowd at a Kanye concert, where thousands and thousands of people are yelling the N-word at the top of their voice. And like, it's weird. It's a weird situation that like, and it's where we are in culture. And I like that intelligent people are examining the idea, not just like accepting it on face value. The word has meaning. It has meaning in a negative way. It has meaning in a positive way for some people, apparently.
Well, here's the thing, man. If it's that big a deal, right?
Yeah.
Then just stop using it. Guess what the fuck we don't use anymore? Guess what we don't say anymore? Giggle water. You know why? Because people decided to just stop using it.
That's true. I suppose. I think there is a movement among was it the NFL that tried to ban it?
Yeah.
Which was the stupidest idea. Like, an organization made up of largely middle-aged white men, but on the backs of young black men, can't tell them not to say a word.
I'm not going to say it because I'm not an insensitive, racially insensitive asshole, but I don't hold it against anybody who chooses to use it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on how you use it. I just think, we got off on a tangent here, but I do think, I'm going to send you that article because it was really, really well done. Grantland does a great fucking job on that all the time. All right. Here's what I wanted to do, though, for our international audience, because they don't know who this dude is. They don't know Edwin Edwards like we do. They don't know the governor. They don't know why it's interesting, why this 87-year-old man married to a much younger woman is going to run for Congress, and why anybody would care. I found an article.
Or hell, they don't even know what the fuck a vote is.
Not if they're from Russia, maybe. This is from NOLA.com, and this is a collection of quotes from Edwin Edwards. This is a look back as we get ready for his congressional run.
Oh, Lordy.
There are only two contingencies which I envision at this time that would inhibit me from completing this term. One of them is death, which I intend to resist to the bitter end, and the other is the possibility, no matter how slight it may be, that I could become a national official. That was on his re-election as governor. Dave Treen is so slow, it takes him an hour and a half to watch 60 Minutes. Dave Treen was running against him at the time. That was during the 1983 campaign versus the incumbent governor. The only way I can lose this race is to be caught in bed with a live boy or a dead girl. That was during the same 1983 race. That's a real. That gets right to the crux.
How do we elect these people?
The only way I can lose this race is if I'm caught in bed with a live boy or a dead girl. Yeah, that's your governor, ladies and gentlemen, or was your governor. The only place where David Duke and I are alike is that we're both wizards under the sheets.
No, he did not say that.
That was during the 91 gubernatorial campaign versus former KKK Grand Wizard David Duke. Yes, listeners, you heard that right. The former Grand Wizard of the KKK ran for governor of Louisiana and didn't do too badly. He lost, but he wasn't like a rout. Here we go. Here's another quote from Edwin. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, if you wait by the river long enough, you will see the bodies of your dead enemies float by.
What the fuck?
That's some fucking Wrath of Khan shit right there. That was during the same campaign against David Duke, except he was also battling that time Governor Buddy Roemer.
Buddy Roemer.
Yeah. While he's hugging a nun during his visit to Paris's Notre Dame Cathedral, this is in 1984. He says, "Sister, just don't let me get into the habit."
Wow.
This is during his 2011 post-prison roast. So the governor, by the way, yes, he got arrested for bribery, tax evasion, fraud, embezzlement, a whole bunch of shit.
All of it.
Yeah. Ended up going to jail for like 8 years, right? I mean, he went away for a while.
It was more than 8 years, dude. He was
A decade?
Yeah, he was in jail for a while.
10, 12? I don't know. It was a long time.
I've got his autobiography. I haven't read it.
Okay, it was a while. He was in jail in a while. He gets out of jail, though, and what do they do in Baton Rouge? They throw him a fucking roast. This is one of the things that he said at the roast. He says, "I give blood for them to make Viagra."
Yeah.
Apparently, his brother warned him when he was getting married to this woman, 50 years his junior. His brother was telling him, "Hey, listen, sex with your new wife, you're going to have to take it easy, Edwin. It could be dangerous. Could be fatal." And he says, "Well, Marion, if she dies, she dies."
God bless. There's no way he wins.
During his 2011 roast, once again, he was remarking on the aphrodisiac nature of oysters. He said, "I ate a dozen last night and only 10 of them worked."
That's a good line.
That's
a really good line.
When asked at the roast about current governor of Louisiana, Bobby Jindal, he said, "I think he makes a great governor for California and Minnesota and Florida, all those places where people keep putting up all that money, concerned about who the governor of Louisiana is." That's our former governor, ladies and gentlemen. This is my favorite, though, and this is where we're going to leave this. On the use that he's now finally found for Republicans, he's, of course, a lifetime Democrat. This was during his 2012 press conference with his new wife, who is a registered member of the GOP. He says, "It's simple. You sleep with them. That's what the Republicans are for. You just sleep with them." I like it. He also redid Groucho Marx's famous quip, "You're only as young as the woman you feel, and brother, it's fun feeling her." I love this motherfucker.
He's just a dirty old man.
He is a dirty old man, but you know what else he is? He is an old school politician, and
that's exactly what we need more of.
no, well, let me tell you why. I think it's almost okay.
It's not okay. There's nothing you're going to say. Nothing you're going to say. You like dick and fart jokes, and that's why you like him. That's it. You don't like him for any of his political beliefs, because the only political belief this motherfucker has is how to get cash into his goddamn pocket without getting caught.
I don't think that's the only thing that he
is the only thing.
I think that's one of the things.
If saying the sky is blue will get him $100, he'll say the sky is blue. If saying it's green will get him $250, he's gonna say the motherfucker's green.
Maybe it's just the populist in me. But like Huey Long, for instance. Okay, let's remove ourselves from it, because Edwin Edwards is in our lifetime. Let's remove ourselves from it. You go back to Huey Long. Huey Long, no doubt, shook this state down, was running it even after he wasn't the governor illegally. A lot of stuff behind the scenes wasn't right. He probably was using the police in inappropriate ways. He probably made a lot of money on the back ends of these deals. But he also did a lot for the common man. That's what I'm saying.
No, man. The only thing that you're showing is how fucking behind the times, backwaters, and bumpkin Louisiana is, that it took Huey P. Long. Yeah, he did great things because he built fucking roads. You're telling me he did great things because we get to go to school for free? You're telling me he did great things because of all these works that he did here that other states had done decades for way before we got it.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, that is one of the things that Huey did, is he put roads into these little back-ass towns.
You want to be like, "Oh, hey, good job, Huey P. Way to go. Way to, dude, he's a snake oil salesman, man. That's all it is."
The fact that you got better after drinking the snake oil was a coincidence?
Yeah,
that's what you're saying?
smoke and mirrors.
All right. Fair enough then. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our Governor, Edwin Edwards, and that's Southern Comfort for this week. Let's move on to flush this. You and I have had an ongoing debate, sir, about the efficacy, about the legality, or should be the legality of flushable wipes.
You shouldn't. They're not flushable, man. Just because it goes down a toilet doesn't mean it's flushable. Doesn't mean it should be flushed.
I've got a man here who agrees with you, actually. A New York doctor, as a matter of fact. He's filed a class action lawsuit, a federal class action lawsuit against the makers of flushable wipes after experiencing what he claims were major plumbing and clogging issues in his home. The defendant should have known that their representations regarding flushable wipes were false and misleading, the complaint states. The lawsuit by Dr. Joseph Kurtz, who lives in Brooklyn, New York, cites Kimberly-Clark and Costco wholesale corporations and seeks damages of at least $5 million.
Good. I'm with him. I'll sign a petition.
The suit was filed on February 21st in the Eastern District of New York, represents 100 people, and claims that consumers around the country have suffered through clogged pipes, flooding, jammed sewers, and problems with septic tanks due to the use of flushable wipes. The lawsuit is the latest complaint against flushable wipes in recent years. Over the past 5 to 6 years, New York City's Department of Environmental Protection has spent over $18 million to have these wipes removed by hand from the sewer system, according to Deputy Commissioner Vincent Sapienza. With the department looking at the sales of flushable wipes, Sapienza said that there was almost a direct correlation between an increase in product sales and an increase in clogs within its sewage treatment facilities. The word flushable means it won't clog your toilet of your house. But when it gets to a sewage treatment plant, the wipes wrap around the equipment, shuts it down, and then the treatment plant workers go and manually pull these wipes out, Sapienza told ABC News on Monday. The agency recommends that people not flush these wipes and instead throw them out in the garbage can. First of all, people are not going to start wiping their ass and throwing it away.
They shouldn't be made at all. I mean, let me ask you something, because you're a huge proponent for this shit.
I am. Although recently I've been trying to cut back at the house so we had no flushable wipes. We're trying to trim some corners around there.
Here we go. You ready for this?
Yes.
If you're camping.
Yeah.
And you're in the woods.
Sure.
And you wipe your ass with toilet paper.
Right.
What do you do with it?
I guess I just throw it down.
Exactly. Why?
Because there's nowhere to flush it. There's no water.
The first rain that comes along, it's going to tear it up. It's going to biodegrade.
Yeah.
It'll be gone within a couple of days, maybe sooner.
Yeah, if a skunk comes through, you might just fucking eat it.
You are in the woods and you wipe your ass with one of those flushable wipes. What do you do with it?
Now I'm going to put it in a little baggie and bring it home with me, I guess.
You don't take flushable wipes to the woods with you, do you? You know
No.
why? Because it's not natural.
No, I don't take flushable wipes with me to the woods because I don't expect to have a seat to sit on. If I'm going to first of all, I don't go camping.
How the fuck are you going to wipe your ass in the woods? You never have seats in the woods.
No, what I'm saying is like I don't. First of all, I don't go camping. I don't enjoy the roughing it nature of the thing. But if I was a guy that liked that kind of thing, when I went and did that, I would expect to be doing that, and so I wouldn't have the comforts of home, as it were. That's my thought, right?
You would take toilet paper,
Yeah.
which is just as motherfucking easy to take as those flushable wipes.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I mean, the flushable wipes come in. Most of them come in like a little box or with a flip top or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
So
How convenient.
yeah, some of them you can even get like a package for your purse.
Right. So why wouldn't you? So why wouldn't you take that?
You know what? After careful consideration, you're right. I would take some wipes. Fuck the raccoons.
Dude, that wipe's just gonna sit there. It's not gonna biodegrade. It's gonna sit there.
It will someday biodegrade. It's not going to the treatment facility if I leave it in the woods. It's not clogging up your toilets.
I 100% blame social media for the popularity of these fucking wipes.
Because I don't think people are talking about using them very often.
Bullshit.
Really? You know a lot of people that have talked about it? I thought we were breaking new ground here, having a discussion and open about the flushable wipes.
Dude, you just read an article.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like people aren't lining up and saying, "Yeah, I like to wipe my ass with a wet towelette." Like people don't announce it. I think it's the kind of maybe
not social media in such a way as, hey, texting or the connectivity that we all have. hey, man, because shit that you shouldn't be talking about with friends.
You do now.
You do, because you run out of stuff to take because your whole fucking life is like a Rolodex and you just thumb through it.
While the cleansing cloth packages are labeled as flushable and sewer and septic safe, the lawsuit states that there are no legal requirements that a product must meet in order to claim that it is flushable, and the only voluntary guidelines may be followed at the discretion of manufacturers. Experts running public wastewater facilities have independently tested the wipes because there is no legal standard. We started doing our own testing ourselves because we couldn't get any information from the manufacturers. This is Rob Vallée, Executive Director of the Plainfield Area Regional Sewage Authority in New Jersey. He's been working on the testing of these wipes for 4 years now. He said that when the wipes were put in 2 liters of water, the Cottonelle wipes took 20 minutes to disperse, while the Costco wipes, even after 3 hours, were not totally broken up, and there was no noticeable loss of mass. Unlike the Cottonelle brand that uses a water-soluble binder that breaks down when put in water, the Costco brand has a plastic backing sheet on the wipes. I flushed the sucker down 100 times and it still held together. Apparently, there's quite a lot of variety amongst even the wipes themselves. Maybe not all wipes are the issue.
They are the issue.
Maybe we just need like a government standard here. What we need is a little regulation.
Yeah, the standard is wipe your ass with toilet paper. I don't understand it. Those things are moist. It is like having someone lick your asshole clean. It's disgusting.
I disagree.
Should we tell the listeners that we're working on a super secret project?
Yeah, we can tease it like that. 2 Guys, 1 Pod, working on a super secret project. Coming soon, we will have announcements. It will not be... Well, let's just say it like this. It will be different. Let's put it like that. It will be different. There you go. I guess it was, I don't know if it was like the tweet that went with this or something, but one of the guys that's actually involved in the suit, one of the people aggrieved in this story, basically said, like, flushable wipes, they change your life and then they ruin your life. Like, you find them and you're like, oh, this is so amazing. This is so much better than toilet paper. And then you find out they're going to explode your septic system.
Why is it better than toilet paper?
Because your ass is cleaner.
How have you? Show me the study. Show me the study where they wipe their ass with toilet paper, then somebody wipes their ass with the wet wipes, then somebody fucking does a swab and petri dishes that shit.
It's not about that. I'm saying.
Then how's it cleaner? Why is it cleaner?
Because it's very.
Because it feels different?
Yes.
That doesn't make it cleaner.
It is sometimes all but impossible to get all the shit off of your ass if you don't have some water involved. How about that? Sometimes you got sticky shit on your ass.
Let me tell you, even those wet wipes aren't getting all the shit. There are particles, and they are lingering.
They are lingering. You know what can fix all of that? If you drink enough giggle water, your shits are runny.
You already said giggle water.
And you didn't. Damn it! I don't think that counted.
How does that not count? That's a perfect use. That's in fact, the use of it was so seamless you didn't even notice.
I know. Well, I noticed that you said it, but I didn't think you meant to. Like, I didn't think you were. I don't know. I didn't think you were playing the game. I guess.
I think that's one of my better. I think that's one of my best wins. I think that's one of my best setups.
It was a good one. It was a good one. That's fair enough. All right. It's time to zen out. I feel bad for having lost the word of the day now.
Let me tell you, I have been such a fucking curmudgeon the last 2 episodes.
You have been a curmudgeon.
I don't know where all this anger's coming from.
Oh, I do.
I have anger welling up. Even the last episode, when I jumped your case and spoiled. True Detective.
The True Detective. Yeah, but you know what though? You didn't really spoil it in the end. I mean, you kind of did, but not really. And we bleeped it anyway, so it didn't matter.
But here's the thing: is
I'd seen it.
I was legitimately frustrated with you.
It's easy to get there. Yeah. Ask my wife. Ask my boss.
Even today, like I'm not frustrated with you, but I just have anger.
You got a chip on your shoulder.
And I don't know why. And let me tell you, I'm and my wife is on board with this. And people would think that the wife initiates it. Dude, I'm going on a 14-day cleanse, man.
Yeah?
I feel like I need to get all the evil out of me.
Okay.
All the toxins, all the nasty stuff,
What do you-
fucking up my chakras. Gotta go.
You gonna go like on a juice fast or something? Like what kind of cleanse are you talking about?
Yeah, man, 14 days.
14 days, like
Could be why I'm angry today, because I started doing it today.
okay, all right.
Could be why I'm
You want
angry.
like some wheat toast and some herbal tea or something?
Dude, like kale and kiwi and yeah. Coconut water, which by the way is fucking disgusting. I can't believe this shit is selling in convenience stores. I can't believe this is selling at all.
This kind of
Coconut
thing like,
water- coconut-
should
let
be
me
on
say-
a challenge on Fear Factor.
For those of you who have not tried coconut water,
Don't
do not-
taste like coconuts or water.
Exactly. Don't taste like coconut milk. Doesn't taste like a fucking pina colada at all.
So it doesn't taste like somebody dropped like 3 white lifesavers in a bottle of water.
No,
That's
it tastes horrible.
Are you sure it's not just like a bottle somebody's coming in and calling it coconut water? Like
It could be. It could be.
just shake this shit up. It'll be gray.
It could
there
be.
you go.
Because that's what coconut water looks like.
It's kind of gray.
Yeah,
It's just diluted semen.
that's what
all-
it could.
that's all
It could
is.
be. It could be.
It's what I got now because I had the vasectomy. See, it's diluted semen.
Yeah, yeah. It's bad, man. It's bad. I would not suggest drinking straight coconut water.
I would suggest going to twoguysonepod.com, twoguysonepod.com, subscribing in iTunes, subscribing in Stitcher, subscribing in whatever podcast app you like. Tell your friends about the show too. If you got similar comedy tastes, maybe they'll like us if you do. Share the show. We sure do appreciate it. Right now, let's go to our Zen moment for the week, the word from Bob Ross.
And hopefully over the next couple of weeks, next couple of episodes, the listeners can see a change. Right, my humors. Have
As
gotten
you're
corrected.
you gonna get leached?
I might.
Let me know how that works out for you. Here's the word from Bob Ross. If you did this with blue and you went over it with yellow, you would end up with a nice green sky. And that's not the thing we're looking for. There you go. It's all about
Oh, because you know what he's doing? You know what he's doing? Look at this motherfucker. He's talking about people trying to put the sun in the sky and then trying to paint the rays of light from that sun, the golden rays that would come from that. And you got to be careful because it's easy to mix those yellow, golden, beautiful rays with the blue sky you just painted, and it's going to end up green and ruin the whole fucking painting.
that is exactly what he's talking
That's
about.
exactly what he's talking about.
I wondered at what moment of the painting you're making a green sky too, but no, you're right. Look at you.
Yeah.
You have spent some time watching Bob Ross, haven't you? Happy little trees.
I love Bob Ross.
Happy little trees.
For
Happy
those of
little
you who
podcast.
don't know, who Bob Ross is,
All right.
he was a painter with a beautiful fro
Oh, it's a huge Jufro.
that would come on the public broadcasting system in Louisiana. I'm sure he's been in every public broadcasting system. I'm sure he was syndicated for all of them. And he would come on. You'd spend an hour with him, and at the end of that hour, it would start with a blank canvas, and at the end of the hour, it'd be a wonderful painting, a pleasant painting to look at.
What's the word? Scenery, like
Yeah, it was all scene. All of it was scenery.
like a landscape.
Yeah,
Yeah. Here's a little bayou. Here's a mountain forest.
they all had. I feel like they all had a water element. I feel like they all had trees. They
yeah.
all had mountains.
Yeah. I gotta tell you though, his fucking his pine tree and cypress tree, the way that he'd thread out and fill in the fur and shit. Oh, it was fascinating. I love that. Anyway, look up some Bob Ross online if you don't know the joy of painting with Bob Ross there. Also, check out all his quotes at bobrossquotes.com. We'll be back next week with more free funny. Did you have something?
I was gonna say, stay tuned for more super secret.
Oh yeah. We'll drop you a hint that you could actually do something with next week. How about that? We'll drop you a hint that you could start putting it together on next week's episode. Until then, I'm one guy.
And I'm the other.
And this has been the podcast.
Everything that you will want, and now she's standing there. If I wrote it, would you read it? She's turning heads and laying down, and she cannot take eyes are bleeding. There's a reason I said that I can see her. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I said that I could see the end of the road this time. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I thought that you would turn around, but you're just standing there. If she told you, would you see it? She said that you were breaking down on the road this time. If she wrote it, would you read it? She said I second guessed her, I will not be standing there. Mona Lisa, where's the feeling that don't return or come around and you cannot win? Eyes are bleeding. There's a reason. It's because I can see her. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I said that I can see the end of the road this time. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I thought that you would turn around, but you're just standing there. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I said that I can see the end of the road this time. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I thought that you would come around, but you just laugh and stare. One, two, three, four. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I said that I could see her. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I thought that you would come around, but you're just standing there. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I said that I could see the end of the road this time. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I thought that you would come around, but you just laugh and stare. If I told you, would you see it? I said that I could see the end of the road this time.
Haven't been on board with the name Two Guys, One Pod since the beginning, right?
No, you haven't.
And so we do 2G, 1P, right? But that's still, that doesn't really roll off the tongue, right? And I wanted to come up with something like Phoebe, 4 eyes and a beard. Like I wanted to come up with an acronym. And I was like, man, what could it be? And then I was like,